turn it on again,
Oh, hang on.
just to give the viewers something
All right, well,
more than just still pictures to look at.
I'll turn mine on. I've turned myself on.
Make this call. Make this a group video call. It's free.
Is that what it said?
It's free.
Free, you say? Tell me more.
I would love to have a free video call. Thanks, Skype.
What's a video call? This newfangled thing.
What? What's the deal with video calls? I don't get it. It's like a call, but it's video.
What's going on?
What's the deal? Wow, thanks for that. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. There,
That was a ringing endorsement.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm good to go. Do you have your intro deal?
Ready. We'll do our usual page.
We're not doing our. Do we have any emails, by the way?
We do, but I don't know if we want to throw emails in this one. I don't feel
Do we have any emails with predictions?
No, we just have Dave getting mad at us for voicemail.
Oh, good.
I haven't had a chance to listen to that yet.
Yeah, we might want to import that because it's actually pretty good. So we might want to fight that one on this one. Whichever one I got here. Nick agreed with your Force Awakening about the celibacy stuff.
What? That he's not gonna. That it's not. What's her face?
Yeah.
I don't want to have I don't want to talk about that with a spoiler because people who didn't listen to spoiler. I think I'll be mad. I actually wrote down 6 or 7 minutes in. I actually wrote down Star Wars spoiler 6 or 7 minutes to the other one because I said something that I was like, oh dang it, I should not say that. Nintendo Dads is the thing, and this is the password. Oh dang it, I don't know what I forgot what it is.
Oh really? Let me get it for you. I'm in the drive right now. Hold on.
I think I got it.
I think I put it was put in
Huzzah! I got it. Okay.
Huzzah.
Yeah, because Dave gets mad at us because we talk about Wii U games being our favorite, but he gets mad because we talk about how much we play 3DS. It's a good conversation, actually. I think it's valid.
Well, true, but I think as I also said, I think I played more 3DS than Wii U, but I only played one new game. Everything else was old games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it'll be a good conversation.
So that's why.
We can bring it.
We'll bring it in, sure. All right. Okay, I'm good to go. Oh, close the retro rewind, man. That's old news.
But great news.
That's old but great news. Yes. All right. I'm gonna start a new track again because this is like 3 minutes. So, yeah. Okay, we're good to go.
Hey guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
I'll do the Patreon thing and then roll it into the opener.
Okay. Good to go whenever.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This episode is brought to you by Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can support our show and help us create amazing content. Thank you very much to all the awesome Patreon supporters that currently do it. And for as little as $1 a month, you can be part of that awesome club. Patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. Check it out to be cool. Welcome to Nintendo Dads episode 59. On tonight's episode, we discuss our 2015 predictions. We look back and we were so hopeful and naive. What were we thinking? And then we lay out our predictions for 2016. Oh, I think we're so hopeful and naive. What are we thinking? Zach, cue the music.
Everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Dads podcast. My name is Zach Erickson, and tonight is January 6th, 2016. Joining me tonight, as always is the case, is Justin Masson. What's going on tonight, Justin?
Yay!
Was that your Kermit the Frog?
That was my Grover. Yay! No, my Kermit is Kermit the Frog here. Hi-ho! Yay! No, I'm excited to be back. I love our music. I don't know, every time I hear music, it gets me pumped, it gets me excited. I went back today and I listened to our episode 9. You can check it out in our archives, which is by archives, I mean just scroll through your podcast feed and find episode 9 and listen to our predictions. And man, we were so hopeful. Speaking of so hopeful, Jesse Waldak, VG Tribune.
Absolutely.
Waka waka waka.
Wow, that was pretty
nice. Good. Hey, that was some good continuity with Frank Oz, Grover, Fozzie Bear. I feel like I need to throw some Yoda in here.
Predictions you have. Everyone can do a good Yoda.
Right on.
I can't. Fuzzy Bear is about all I can do.
That was good though. That was great.
Very nice. Right on. Well, we absolutely have a great show lined up for you guys tonight, and we might as well head right into it, shall we?
Do it.
Right. Right on. So, tonight is entirely dedicated. By the way, if you haven't listened, I guess you wouldn't have listened to it yet. If you're listening to this on the feed,
If your name is Eric Plunk, you've heard it. Otherwise, no.
Absolutely. So we just finished recording episode 1 of Retro Rewind, which is going to be on this feed this weekend. So
Sunday?
stay tuned for that. I think it's Sunday. Are we saying Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
I'll schedule it to post on Sunday, just like you did the After Dark number 7.
Absolutely. So that is going to be our episode 1 of Retro Rewind, where we talked all about Link's Awakening. It was a blast to talk about it. Also on there is our announcement for our February episode of Retro Rewind, which is going to be
Wario. You know what? We may as well. I've already let it in the bag.
Oh man,
I'm a jerk. Wario Land 2 is going to be our Retro Rewind for January, so you can pick that up at the eShop right now for $4.99. Play along with us, and Zach's going to spend the entire month finding some amazing music and audio sound cues to use during our Retro Rewind.
Yeah, I'm going to find some good ones. That's something I'm going to be adding, is lots more music and stuff. So
Love it.
Very cool. So
Actually, before we start, I want to do a quick plug of another VG Tribune podcast called the Nintendo Podcast System. They put a post on the website on January 2nd of their nominations for their own awards that they want to give out, and they want the VG Tribune readers to vote. So if you want to help out, go ahead and find that article. It'll probably be buried off the homepage after I post this episode, so you have to dig back a few days. Again, January 2nd, and place your votes. Note this is a European-based show, so they have games that we had released in late 2014 that they got in 2015 are on the ballot, in addition to games that we haven't received yet in North America because Europe got it earlier.
Oh, Europe. What is there anything you can't do? That's amazing. So go check those guys out. Absolutely. Very cool. Sweet. Right on. So basically what we have going on tonight, guys, we're foregoing what we've been playing again. We'll get to that next week. But for now, tonight we're gonna start off by checking out how awesome our predictions were last time.
And when you say awesome, we mean the complete opposite.
Yeah, when I say awesome, I mean awesomely like a huge fireball blazing in glory. I don't know, that kind of awesome. And then given that context, we will then make our 2016 predictions.
Which then in episode 109 we will once again ridicule ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. So right on. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to actually? I think that it's only appropriate, in the spirit of accountability, that we read our own predictions and then talk about how wrong or right we were. So Justin, you're the first in our notes here. Let's go through your predictions first.
Sure. Thank you, Zach. And as I would say, being the only one who truly listened to our episode 9, we were very hopeful and naive. And there were some things that we got right, and there were some things we burned. We just were off the train on. And other things are still yet to be decided, but we'll go through this. So for my predictions, I said that Metroid will get announced at E3 for a late launch in 2015 or early 2016. So I would say that I'm wrong. However, we did get announcement of Federation Force, which is part of the Metroid world, but not quite what I was looking for.
I seem to remember that this entire discussion, because we all had Metroid on our list.
Yes.
I seem to remember all three of this, even though it's not written down in our notes, I seem to remember all three of us kind of having this idea that, no, this is a Wii U game.
Yeah, I was just trying to weasel my way out of that. Thanks for calling me on that. You're a real nice friend that way. I appreciate it.
I do just seem to remember that. I'm just going to throw that out there. But I think that given, like, Metroid will be announced at E3, that is true.
Yeah.
You're right.
Technically.
It may not have been for it may have been for 3DS. and we may have not even seen Samus in the entire thing. But yes, it was announced.
Yeah, but okay. So moving on to our next one, I said that Zelda will be in 2015. I was pretty adamant on that as well. Lo and behold, 3 months later, my heart would be broken, and here we are today, still a broken man. So that was interesting. My third point was that I said Nintendo would be experimenting with the $40 price range, and if you recall, our prediction show was a couple weeks after Captain Toad Treasure Tracker had been announced at the $40 price range.
Yes.
So I felt like this was a very reasonable prediction. And my thought for that was it was a couple of things, and it kind of bleeds into my other point, is I said that there would be that inevitably the Wii U and the 3DS would begin to die, and that we would see the beginning of a merged console system, and that for the system to kind of be a little bit priced differently than all the other systems, they would reduce their games to approximately $40 to $50 price range to kind of be lower price, because that's a high end of a 3D, or that's a high-end 3DS, that's a low-end Wii U game. So that was why I thought we'd find that price range. That didn't really come to fruition, but the games that we suspected or suggested might be at that dollar price range was Kirby and Yoshi's Woolly World.
And Kirby, I think Kirby was $10 less, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was 50.
Yeah, and then we were kind of saying this in the pre-show. It seems like later in the year, I almost would give this to you in the later part of the year. They'll experiment with this $40 price range. They had $40 games, but like I'm thinking specifically about like Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival.
Yep.
What happened was they bundled those games with Amiibo.
Yep.
And they charged full price for them.
Yeah, I mean, we saw very quickly that Nintendo dropped that down to $40, and I think even you could get the Smash Tennis at a reduced cost as well, near $4. And I think when we were all talking about the price range for it, Jesse finally pulled the trigger on Amiibo Festival because it was $40, right?
30.
Sure, 30, yeah. Maybe in the Great White North, Kudu, it was 40. Right?
Yeah, true. So the way I talked myself into it is $30. Presuming it comes with 2 Amiibo, $12 each, $24. So I'm getting 2 Amiibos and then the game for $6.
Yeah.
That I can say I can make it worth the price.
So I think unfortunately Nintendo tried to snowball us with a couple high price games for games that did not have the quality there. So that's for sure.
And it also came with 3 Amiibo cards.
Yeah. The other one that I did a big swing and a miss on is I said Super Mario Galaxy 3 would be announced, but it'd be announced in 2015 for 2016 release. I was definitely dead wrong on that.
So at least at this point, I would at least keep it in the "it still might happen" category.
Yeah, it still might happen. Now, we'd been told early in the year that Bill Train had said there would be no major Mario release in 2015 other than Super Mario Maker. So, we'll see what happens there. I also
his prediction was right.
Yeah, I also said that DLC would begin to occur for Smash, and that we'd begin seeing that right before E3. So I was right on that one. And then the other one, like I mentioned before, is I said the slow death of 3DS merging to a home console in 2017. This was actually the one that I had said was like the crazy, like, swing for the fence ones. And out of everything, this is probably the one that's getting closer to potential fruition based on what we know.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm putting a score in here.
I saw that. Thank you.
A scoring system. So in the doc, we have like, is it totally incorrect? -1. If you got it right, it's a +1. If you kind of, sort of got it right, then it's just 0. You just don't get anything either way.
Sure.
I think that is a fair. Everybody got that. I'm suddenly becoming really competitive about this.
Yeah, you're like, and there's other things that we've talked about, like getting awards and belts.
Hey,
for,
just because I won E3, he wants to take me on.
I don't know, dude. I made 8 predictions for some reason, which is why this year we're like, no, it's 5 predictions.
I was the dreamer of the bunch.
Yeah. Right on.
Zach,
So
what about you?
So you have a score of -1.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, for me, so I like went for the fence, man. Like for some of these. So my first prediction, there will be a new Pokemon game, but it will not be Pokemon Z. It will be something totally new. It will utilize the features of the new 3DS, specifically Amiibo, and it will be announced by the end of January or February. And it will it will bring in the Gen 7, which would be like after Pokemon X and Y. Instead, what happened is that no mainline Pokemon game was announced at all.
We got Pokemon Go announced.
Right.
We got Yokai Watch.
That's a spin-off. No, that doesn't count at all. No way.
What did he say?
That is not. He said
Mystery
Pokemon
Dungeon.
Super Mystery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't count those.
That's like a totally different spin-off series.
But yeah, we got Yokai Watch instead.
Yeah, so that's yeah, exactly. Right. So that is what Nintendo
Which apparently sold less than expected because recently they announced, then they have it advertised on the eShop, their top picks, they're the top sellers, and Yokai Watch isn't there. But yet Seaboard Heist is.
I was really hoping to see a quote from good friend of the show Marty Estes on that box art.
Yeah, he'd be the only one that gave it high praise, I think.
Well, I think what happened with that game is it seems like it fizzled a lot more than they hoped. It is not nearly the success.
Yeah, I still have 16 episodes recorded onto my DVR that I haven't watched yet.
It's just not. It doesn't have the pizzazz that Pokemon has, and it doesn't have. I don't know. It missed. I think I didn't see enough marketing about it. So, anyways, that was my first one. Total miss. Next one, Animal Crossing will be on Wii U. And I said early December, and it came out late November. Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival came out on Wii U in late November. I know that I meant like a real Animal Crossing game, but I'm counting. I think. Do you guys think that's like a fair, close enough that it counts?
Yeah. The funny part about this listening to the show is you even said you're like
3/4 of a point.
People are going to get it on the Wii U, but they're not. They're going to be disappointing because it's not going to be exactly what they wanted. Because you even said you were like, they want it to be like New Leaf, but it's not going to be like that. I was like, oh, wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I'll give you a point for that.
That's amazing. Right on. So the next one was a major shift to smaller, more easily produced amiibo. And I remember this specifically, like thinking like they were going to make smaller, like maybe $5 ones, similar to like Pokemon. What was the one? Pokemon
Shuffle?
Pokemon Rumble?
Rumble.
Like the little Pokemon Rumble NFC figures that they had back in the day that were blind bagged. I thought that
I've got mine still somewhere down here in this mess, but I don't know where they ended up.
And so I think that's what I was thinking. They totally did not do that.
And you were going to buy my dupes, and you never did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to them.
And then yeah, that totally didn't happen. They did do cards. And so I think I don't know, but I was thinking more of those smaller figures. So yeah, not really. Next one, more DLC for Smash. I think that was kind of a pretty easy prediction. Although at the time, was it like had they even announced Mewtwo at that time?
No, they haven't yet. So it was actually quite a.
It was okay.
I think you're just piggybacking off my ideas because you thought it was successful.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you would do.
And I specifically said including Ice Climbers, which they didn't do, and I'm pretty sure I said Splatoon, but they did DLC, so I think that counts. The next two, E3 at E3, Metroid will be announced. They will not give a date, but it will be Metroid Prime, and it will be by Retro. So that did not happen, and we still don't know what Retro's game is, but that did not happen. So that is a bust. I predicted that there will be an exclusive amiibo for Platinum Club Nintendo members. Instead, Club Nintendo shut down.
Zach broke it.
Yeah, oops. That was the death knell. Is like, oh, maybe they'll actually do something really awesome. Nope, we're closing it. So anyway, then the next one was there will be a free eShop game that specifically uses amiibo, and Amiibo Tap came out. So that's not really. Again, we're seeing a lot of these like I make a prediction, and then I'm mostly right, but then there's like this weirdness to it. And so I know what I meant, but
this isn't what you meant, but was what you got.
I meant, but they did it. So, and then my final one, I said that I actually have in quotes here, the Vitality Sensor quality of life stuff will be announced.
You should get negative points for that. Like that's like super negative.
I cannot believe I actually invoked Vitality Sensor in talking about the quality of life stuff. That is completely not even on the map anymore. I think it is still in development, but I think they started talking about it so early that it was like it's it's probably still in development, but it's just gone, right? It's not even close. So so looking at this, I got 3 right, 5 wrong, so that gives me a score of -2.
So far, I'm winning.
So far,
I might be the champion.
right on. So Jesse, you are our last person here.
Okay, I said Metroid in summer of 2016. That is not Prime, but of course we're getting a Metroid that is in the Prime universe and not the one I thought of.
Oh, you know what? You specifically said not Prime, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Because I was hoping for, because I wanted the 2D. I wanted like Metroid Other M style game.
Is it orange or what are we doing here? What do you think?
Yeah, give me a red.
All right.
Because the whole not Prime kind of shoots it.
Right on.
Announced a new Mario 3D game for holiday 2016. Of course, I said this shortly before Trenin made his announcement of, yeah, that's not happening. Okay, oh no, this is 2016. So this still could happen. And
Still good.
in fact, I probably kind of made a similar prediction for this year. But
Okay.
so that didn't happen. Okay. Blind packs of amiibo with transparent front packaging, think Pokemon tins. We kind of got amiibo cards?
Kinda, yeah. Like
Kinda?
Amiibo cards. They didn't do us any favors by doing the transparent packaging thing like Pokemon tins, but we did get packs of cards. Yeah. I think I don't know, what do you think? Should we get like the blind packs of amiibo? I think, you know what? Should we make it green?
Yeah, make it green.
Is it green? I think it's green.
It's
Yeah.
green.
Which, so it was a red and 2 orange to 2 red and a green, which now completely balances itself out to the same score.
All right. This is the next one that I'm still unsure. I think it might be green too, though.
I said 2 new eShop games a la NES Remix, and we'll continue with the surprise releases E3 in October, November, with which Zach reminded me that Box Boy was from HAL, so that counts as Nintendo.
Yeah.
And
the other games that were released or announced and immediately released, like within the next couple of weeks. See, this is one where I'm not.
I don't know if there is a second one. Though yesterday we had the announcement of Box Boy Another Box.
Right.
Yeah, that was in 2016 though, and not.
I'm not saying that's part of my prediction. I'm just saying that
that was interesting though. I'm kind of interested.
Yeah,
that should be good.
Yeah. So I don't think we have 2 games here.
I'm pulling up the release lists for both. So we've got Minecraft. Now that was meh, not really.
Not really.
We've got.
Considering that was leaked by Peggy 3 weeks before.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, and maybe it's just because they did actually start announcing things a little bit farther out. I think part of what happened was they had less games.
They just stopped announcing things.
They stopped. Well, yeah, they stopped announcing things, but also they had so few games that they had to announce things early in order to have something to announce. What about Art Academy Home Studio? They did do like the sketchpad and they said, oh, we're kind of working on this, but then when they actually announced it and released it, it wasn't that long away. It was like two or 3 weeks between the time they announced it and the time it released. But still, I mean, it wasn't like NES Remix where it was like, by the way, it's right now, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of. Is just it's available today.
Yeah.
Too bad.
So I'd say orange this because I was half right.
Yeah, we could do orange. That works. Yeah. So the next one is...
The E3 format will have enhanced video, no media event, and all-day streaming events. I think I nailed that one.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing you didn't do is call the
Muppets
and the Nintendo World Championships.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
Jeez. How could you not have called that one?
And then apparently you guys dubbed this the 3DU, and I almost vomited.
Yep, this is my best. This was trademark Nintendo Dads Incorporated.
Yep. Wait, are we incorporated
it-
now?
LLC.
There you go.
The as which now known as NX, as a launch title, which I guessed at 2017, which I'm modifying that later, will be a remake of a bunch of 3D Mario games.
Cool.
That obviously didn't happen yet. It might
Nope.
still happen, but
Yeah. Right on, man. And so that leaves you with a score of
-1.
-1. Oh crap! That means that it's a tie. So instead of having a winner, we just have a loser instead. Which is
That's fair.
We have 3 losers.
yeah. Well, I mean, like you guys at least are tied, and I am worse than both. Probably because I made 8 predictions, and you.
Yeah,
What?
I mean,
Just-
statistically, your spread was not quite as where you wanted
yeah.
it to be. I think.
I just kept opening my mouth and shoving my foot in it repeatedly. Right on. Well, hey, you know what? I'm going to play our bumper for what we've been playing because otherwise we won't be able to play it. And I want to play it before we do our predictions.
Play it.
Right on.
We're not actually doing what we were playing. We're just doing predictions, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I
We,
just want to make sure. I was like, we didn't change
we
that. Did we?
misused the bumper, but I don't care.
You misused your power.
Yep. With great power comes great misuse.
Bumper responsibility.
Yep. Okay, so let's go through the same order again. I think it was good last time how we had like we each kind of like did one and then continued on and did the next one and the next one and the next one. So, Justin, would you please, sir, give us our first? And so here's how it's going to work. It's 5 predictions each this year, and then we can have like you can register your 5, and then we can have some additional sort of whatever predictions.
Because I got 6. I got
You have 6?
6 written down.
All right. Well, hey,
All right.
I can come up with another one if we want to do 6.
Well, I mean, I think a couple of these are going to overlap.
Yeah, probably.
So this is kind of a combined one. I'm just going to go off. I'm going to strike hard first. Are we ready?
Mhm.
This is not a crazy one. We will get Zelda Wii U in 2016, and this will align with the celebration of Zelda's 30th anniversary, which we will see specific, like the year of Zelda, and you'll have like more Zelda content this year. And this entire year will be the grand finale of Zelda on the Wii U being launched in November.
Awesome. Right on. I'm going to piggyback off of yours,
You would.
and I'm going to say Zelda Wii U will not be released in 20.
You son of...
Wow.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
I predict that one of you will be right.
If this doesn't get released, I swear I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
So
You're
should
gonna
I?
be sitting in that hall in November listening to Zelda Symphony, and I'm gonna be crying.
So
salty tears.
should I say my Zelda prediction?
Yes, please do.
Which should be no shock to anybody because I've said it before, that it will be released in 2016 and co-released with NX.
Okay, so along with Zelda Wii U will be in 2016, and Zelda NX will be in 2016.
It will be whenever NX launches.
Okay, so that is,
Which-
and there is an NX version, is what you're
there
saying.
will be an NX version.
Okay,
So I'm not tying the release of the NX in 2016 to this prediction because I have that in another prediction.
okay, so that is. But you're just saying the Zelda game that is on Wii U will also have an NX version,
Yes.
and it will at least release in 2016 on the Wii U. Okay,
Yes.
cool. All right, makes sense. All right, Justin, what is your second prediction, sir?
I'm going to piggyback off of Jesse's.
You're piggybacking off of the
I'm
piggyback, which
relooping
is
it. I'm
off of the
relooping it.
piggyback.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna say that the NX will be released in 2016,
All right.
November.
Do you have anything to add to that?
Sure, we're gonna see first some maybe visuals of it, some explanation, like a March. We're gonna see big hands-on, big exposure, and like front and center in the E3
So,
and then we're going to spend 3 or 4 months salivating over it until it comes up in November.
so along with when I have my predicted launch, I also included what some of the system specs might look like, and a price point. Do you have any predictions on that before I state mine?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome,
That's
and the specs are going to be
quantitatively.
super cool, and the price point's going to be around 300.
Cool. All right.
And it will be a hybrid system, by the way.
Are you saying okay? You're saying hybrid system.
Hybrid where it will be both available to be played at the home and on the go.
Okay. Okay. So $300 for the hybrid system for everything that you would need for both on.
Yeah, I feel so. Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to be shocked at what I say then.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so I said it's going to be a November 2016 launch. So
Nice.
So I feel like we're friends so far.
it's got to have at least a 500 gig hard drive, if not a terabyte.
Mm.
And if they're smart, have it easily upgradable like PS3 and PS4.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I said, I think they're going to sell the home unit separately from the handheld unit. You can get one or the other. Both are not required. I think the home unit will run at $400, and the handheld will run at $200.
Okay.
So $600 to get one of each. So double of Justin's prediction.
Okay. Did I look in the doc there? Is that all? Did I get everything?
I'd say
Yeah.
500 gig, and then slash 1 terabyte for the hard drive.
Or 1 terabyte. Okay, so we have released in 2016, 500 gigabyte hard drive or 1 terabyte hard drive, easily upgradable. Home console be $400, handheld will be $200, sold separately.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I of course have an NX prediction as well. What did I write here? I put it will be announced at E3. It is an NX specifically. I said is a software platform, a la iOS or Android. Don't think phones when I say iOS or Android. I just mean like a common operating system that can be run on multiple devices. And that is what NX is. It's a platform that games can be developed on. Similar, I think Justin, you've said this before too. Even like like an iPad. iOS will recognize whether it's running on an iPhone or an iPad, but you can develop the game for iOS, and then the hardware will determine what version of the game it runs.
So, sorry, go ahead.
So it's a multi-platform sort of thing there, and the first piece will release in November 2016, but there will be additional hardware in that line that will launch in 2017. So whether that means that the console launches in 2016 and the handheld launches in 2017, or the handheld launches in 2016 and the home console launches in 2017. I'm not going to say which one launches in 2016.
So you think it's going to be separate like mine, but you don't think both will be available at launch?
Right. I think they're going to launch with one or the other, and then so either you can play this at home right now, and next year you're going to be able to take it on the go, or you can take it on the go right now, but next year you could play it on the big screen, right? Like either one of those things could potentially happen.
I think that's fair.
So,
Yeah.
can I ask a question that I know this isn't like let me ask you more about your concept idea time, but I'm going to. So in theory, if this is more like a platform, more like an operating system, then could you potentially see the NX operating system pushed out to 3DSs and Wii U's?
I can see an app potentially. The thing about that is, and I've thought about that too. I've also thought that maybe this is a way that you could have maybe their mobile stuff, running in NX as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you could, but I don't know if they will.
I honestly think it would not be a good idea.
I don't think
because
so.
really, I think they really need to switch to Intel just like everyone else, just for the fact to make it easy as possible to develop for.
Yeah, I think they could potentially do that, but
which means then there's no backwards compatibility, which I don't think is really needed.
Right.
Why backward compatibility for a relatively failed generation?
Mm-hmm.
See, and I think this is so interesting. I know that we're gonna take a bit of a pause here, but that all three of us have, have these two markers in our in our lists, and I think it's so interesting that they're so much aligned, but yet so very different in different ways. That when I compare this to 2015, our predictions, like we were kind of like all over the map, right? Like we were hoping for things, we were dreaming for things, but now it feels like these are two topics that definitively came up that were like, I want to have our own individual input on it, and I wonder if that's because we just like, I mean, we're kind of coming to the end of the life cycle, right, of the Wii U and of the 3DS, so we know that those wild and crazy ideas are less likely to occur, and that this is more of the path that they have set, and that we're just predicting on the details of the path. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
I think they've told us some information, so we have some sort of expectations there as far as what it could be. It's still interesting that everybody is still assuming that it's going to be a hybrid, and they have not said that yet.
Yeah.
Right? They have said things like, we want to create a platform that is able to be adaptable to different types of lifestyles, which people have inferred to mean, well, in Japan it's one thing, and in North America it's something different, and so like there is, like, people are assuming that it's a hybrid sort of system. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It's interesting though. You're right. Like we do definitely have more of what we're doing. I think the biggest thing is that I'm still feeling like I'm still feeling like a full NX launch in 2016 is optimistic, is almost too optimistic, and that's why I'm saying we'll have one piece of hardware launch, but we're not going to get the full NX experience in 2016, if that makes sense. We're not going to get the hybrid system in 2016. We're going to get one or the other.
I think part of the reason why we're similarly aligned on these is because we've had 10 months of rumors and speculation.
Yeah. I think, Jesse, you put in the notes here, price point. I think the price point is going to be comparable to the current hardware price points. So the handheld version is going to be roughly $200. The home console version is going to be roughly $350. Yeah, I'll put that in here. So yeah, I think that's roughly what we're going to be expecting. Now, what that means for Canadians, good luck, people. That's going to suck.
300 and 500. Boom.
No, exactly what it's. Yeah, seriously, it'll be it'll be like 250 and 450 is what it'll probably be. If the exchange is the same. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know, Justin. What else are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think to the point that we've just so much has been told, right? And I think that's helped to dictate where we're going. But I think it's very, like I said, it's very interesting considering like how high in the sky we were before, and we're like, nope, these are kind of things that we know now. So, but I do agree with Jesse. But I do find it interesting that those are, this will all be, the devil will be in the details in 365 days from now when we look back and say, that I was right. All right. So
I'd love it for you to be right. I save half the money that I'm planning on spending.
Yeah, unfortunately, as you guys are talking this one, I'm like, you're probably right. But I wish you weren't. All right, my third prediction. Zach, you're gonna like this one. This is gonna be right up your alley.
Oh,
you're gonna love this actually. So my prediction. Get your number 3 ready on that dock.
I'm getting like.
You're excited now. You're on the edge of. You bought the entire seat, but you only need the edge of it, much like Star Wars: Force Awakens. I believe that we are going to hear very soon an announcement of a dedicated Star Fox Amiibo line. A dedicated Star Fox Amiibo line, and what we're going to see specifically is like a 3-pack that's going to include Peppy, Slippy, and a R-Wing Amiibo that you're going to be able to purchase during when it comes out.
Oh, dude, right into my veins. Yeah. Seriously.
Because you'll just add that to the Fox and Falco Amiibo that you currently have, and then they'll like maybe offer not a Fox one, a Wolf one at some point as well.
Cool.
So it's kind of like they've already got 2 characters in existence. It's going to take not a lot of effort to make the other ones. And to be honest, I think this also might be why we've seen a delay.
You think so?
is because is to get the production ready for it.
I really hope that they have amiibo for that game.
I mean, it's amiibo compatible.
It
We
is
know that.
compatible, yeah. So my fear is that the amiibo compatibility is going to end up being, it's going to end up being the like, what was that game when the 3DS first came out? The new 3DS.
Yeah, the
Airplane game, yeah. Like it'll basically be that, and that would suck. But yeah, no, I like that idea. I like your style.
I hate to tell you, Zach. I'm starting to come around to Star Fox.
I know.
I've got like 3 more months to just get on that R-Wing.
Seriously. You know what I realized too is that the new Fire Emblem game comes out next month.
I know.
Oh.
The Paper Mario comes out in 2 weeks.
Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah,
22nd.
22nd, my friend.
That's super exciting. Yeah, you're picking that up, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Star Fox Amiibo 3-pack with an R-Wing. Oh yeah. I don't know why I put 3 exclamation marks there, but that's
Because I told you he'd be excited about it.
it's canon. All right. My third one is also Amiibo related. It's a little bit different. I've kind of talked about it on the show before. But I put here a real Amiibo game will be a real Amiibo game.
You know what? Interestingly enough, actually, Zach, that's what I have down too.
You do. Which will support every Amiibo. And what I mean with that, we've talked about it before. I think it could be a pared down version. I don't think they're going to go full bore like here is like a Kingdom Hearts with literally every single character that you could put into your party, like a huge epic. It's not going to be that. It's going to be almost like a kind of game that could have been developed by the Street Pass gang we've said before. Something like that, but it's going to be by the Amiibo people. Or it's going to be for Amiibo. It will support every Amiibo, and it will be something that they update. Something that they will promise, like as future Amiibo come, we will add them to the game, and it would be something as simple as all they would need to do is like import some sort of. I would suspect actually, if they do what I'm saying, that it will be this sort of. It will have its own sort of simplified style, almost like a chibi version of the characters, or maybe sprite based, or something like that. Something where they can continue to create new assets as new Amiibo are released, and they could just say, oh well, this Amiibo has these 2 abilities that you can put into your party, or something like that. Something where the crux of this this game would be that it is simple, but each Amiibo has a sort of diversity of things that it brings to it, so that it can be a really deep experience, but also very simple, almost like a sort of mobile game that you would have. But it would be on like 3DS and Wii U, and that kind of thing. So actually, it would probably be for one or the other. I don't think it'd be for both. So it'll probably be. I'm not going to say what system, but yeah, it'll be like a mobile-esque Amiibo game that will support everyone, and then it brings in those characters. So yeah, and it's a real Amiibo game. I like that's really important. So yeah,
I agree with that. Like, I fully believe that, and everything we're hearing from the new president is he believes that they've missed on Amiibo.
Yeah.
So, and he's looking at. I agree. Like, that was one of the ones that I was going to put down for my statement, but now I'm not going to.
Oh,
because I'm going to save myself. I'm going to save my 5.
Cool.
So I'm agreeing with you full-heartedly.
Okay, very cool. But
if it's right, I'll still take the points for it.
No way, man. It's fine. You got to
of
commit, man. You got to be willing to take the hit if it's wrong.
man.
And we'll. Yeah. So it'll be supported. I have it written down here. Real Amiibo game announced, mobile-esque style that will support every Amiibo and will be supported into the future. That last part seems really bold, but I'm going to go with it. What's the worst that could happen? Make another ridiculous prediction. Right on. Jesse, what
the worst that can happen is you'll turn it red next year.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to say a little more, kind of a doomy, gloomy prediction. Is, working down what Justin said earlier about the 3DS is probably going to wind down. The 3D, I said, won't have many new games announced that we don't already know about. I'm going to say 10 or less, because 2016 is so JRPG heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Well,
pretty much going to be all that is, I think. There'll be a few new games, but not many announced
Okay.
for a 2016 release.
For a 2016 release. So basically what you're saying is we have less than 10 games. What we know about for 2016, we're going to have less than 10 more.
Yes.
Does that include eShop?
I'm talking about retail games.
You're talking about retail. Okay. How many retail games were there on the 3DS last year? Just out of curiosity.
I think that was 20 to 30, I think.
Okay.
We had a few.
All right. We'll have to do some. Yeah. Okay.
So which
Cool.
ends up working to be there'll be less games in 2016 than there was in 2015.
Okay. That makes sense. And like specifically, we pretty much know most of them already.
Yes.
There will probably be my guess. Just kind of going. I don't want to like add to yours as well, but like, it feels like we'll probably have a similar sort of pattern where we hear about a couple that end up coming out around 20 or around holiday, like the sort of Triforce Heroes type games that we heard about like at E3. We'll probably announce a few there, but other than that, we probably won't. So, yeah, I agree with that. Right on. Prediction number 4 from you, Justin.
We are finally going to see Project Guard.
Anything other than that? Like, what are your thoughts about that?
That I want to try it. I really. We saw it. Okay, so we saw it on the lineup still available. Nintendo still said they were going to release in 2015. They never did. It was on their TBDs for game releases. I wonder if it got pushed into early 2016 to begin padding out some of their Wii U library, which I wouldn't be shocked about. So we might actually see. I suspect we're going to see Project Guard within the first 6 months of 2016.
Cool.
Available for the eShop to purchase.
Cool. And it'll be eShop. Do you have you're just saying 2016 release?
2016 first half of the year, first 6 months.
So Q1 or Q2.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Right on. I would love that. I would love to see that game come out, even if it ends up being it. The thing is that it was so long since they showed it off that now I'm like, it better be freaking good. If you know what I mean. If they bother to release it, it better be good. I don't want any crappiness.
Because it'll be 2 years now, right?
Yeah, like you had 2 years to get this game right. Like, I hope it's good if they do release it. Agreed. Right on. My next one here is this E3, Metroid Prime Federation Force will return. It will be awesome, and nerds will still complain about it. Like, the internet will still hate it, even though it is actually...
Well, just give them the point now.
Yeah.
So basically you're saying the internet will get angry.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Metroid Prime Federation Force will... Like, critically, people will say...
It'll be critically good, but it'll just sell like garbage.
And I'm going to say that they will have increased Samus's presence in this game more than we saw last time, which is like we will actually see her. They will increase it to the point where like responding to fans saying they want Samus in Metroid, but not as much as people want her to be, right? Like people want Samus to be in Metroid Prime Federation Force, like to be the main character or whatever. Maybe you'll have an option to play her in like Blast Ball or something, like in the multiplayer mode. But like she still won't be in there as much as we want her to be. But this game in general will actually be better than people were worried about. But again, the internet will still whine about this game as well. So, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty given history.
That one's a safe one, I think.
Yeah. And I'll say, and it'll release in 2016, which again is a safe bet. So, yeah, I don't know. I gotta have at least one safe one, right? So that one's gonna be mine. Right on, Jesse.
Okay, I said in E3 we'll see the return of the live media presentation because they have to show us what the next thing is. If they just try to do it in the direct, I don't think they can get the message across in the appropriate time.
Are you talking about like an in-person, in-booth
Yeah.
presentation?
No, it'll like Nokia Theater. Boom.
Oh, you're talking like a full stage presentation.
Yes.
We'll return to the stage.
I disagree with that. I think that they reveal it, but then they will have a hands-on experience at the booths with it.
Oh, they still will.
But like you're not going to see Reggie back on stage.
But
for it.
I think we'll see the big on stage presentation that gets the message across to the most people. Then of course only the few people who can actually visit the booth will get the hands on. But I still think that there will also be the all day live streaming stuff that they did last year, the Treehouse. That seemed to work well for them. I just hope they get the balance right. Don't just give us the highlights during the E3 show and then give us the details.
Yeah.
That was a bad balance.
That'll be interesting to see who positions or who does that content in that reveal, right? Because Mr. Iwata kind of did some of that, right?
Well, I think this year he was actually not as involved, but I think you're right, Jesse. I think that last year they did stumble in how much they were revealing in the actual presentation and how much they revealed in the post show and in the live streams and
Right.
stuff like that.
If they
Need
spend
to make the
if they spend a little bit more time with the details during the event instead of talking about Miyamoto's walk through the garden.
yeah.
No one cared about that.
Yeah, and like I mean, especially with things like Fire Emblem Fates, or there was a few trailers, and there was literally just a trailer, and you're like, oh man, I'm so excited for this game, and they didn't even tell you anything about it. It was worse than a Nintendo Direct, where they would at least have some sort of voiceover, over some game footage. They didn't even have that in a lot of cases. It was weird.
Right. What was the count of the number of games? I think I did a count of that. It was something like in the 40s. They talked about 40 different games in less than 30 minutes. 35 minutes.
That was the thing too. It needs to be longer. Okay, so your prediction though is that E3 they'll return to the stage to unveil NX, and they're also going to have the return of Treehouse Live.
Yes.
Anything else?
Nope. That was it for that one.
Okay, cool. Right on. Justin, your final prediction, good sir.
So this one's pretty hard to measure whether it's right or wrong. But I think what we will see is we will see Nintendo make a concerted and a very deliberate action in 2016 to be more visually present to the general populace. So you're going to see Mario and Nintendo franchise and characters being, more readily exposed in in movies or amusement parks or on boxes of cereal, like whatever that means, just to kind of get the imaging more, kind of almost Disneyfying Nintendo's IPs to make it mass used.
Okay, so like the Disneyfication of Nintendo IP.
Yeah.
Would that be a good way to say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the funny
So-
part is Google Docs did not say that as misspelled.
Oh, did it really not?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a real word, dude. That's sad. Define Disneyfication. No results. Okay. I think because the word Disney is in that, they were like, well.
But when you added the hyphen, it did flag it as misspelled.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's funny.
All right, Disneyfication is officially a word. Right on. No, I like that prediction. I think that's true. So this is separate, though. I just want to be clear on this. Is this separate than just like a basic marketing push for hardware and software and whatever?
Correct. Yeah.
This is separate from that.
Yep.
This is increased merchandise, increased product placement, increased him on Mario and cereal and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I even think like even today the Nintendo New York Rockefeller Center shut for a month to remodel themselves. And I think it's a bit of that kind of. I think what they want is they want their brand to be like they fell off the top 100 brands this year, so they're trying to reestablish their brand recognition, and I think that they want to just up that game. So I think they're really going to provide a lot of effort.
Right on. Cool. My final prediction has to do with their mobile strategy. I have that mobile will be off to a rocky start with Miitomo. Miitomo's gonna kind of be a miss, I feel like, and also Pokemon Go is going to be a
Slam dunk.
is going to be a disappointment.
Really?
I think
It's
from a
going to
tech-
be a microtransaction nightmare, I think.
I think it's gonna be something where it's almost there, but something about it does not hit the way it needs to. And I don't know what that is. It's going to be a disappointment, I guess I'll say. So Miitomo will be a miss. Pokemon Go will be a disappointment. But their Nintendo and DNA's first real game, because Miitomo is more of an app, right? It's more of like a messaging app almost. Their first real game will be a huge success. So I think that is, whatever their second game is between Nintendo and DNA, will be a really, really big success. So that is my prediction about the mobile strategy. I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's interesting that I agree with the miss on the first one, but I think it'll be interesting in relation to Pokemon Go, because I think that feels like that it should be good.
Mm-hmm. It does, doesn't it? How many times have we? See, I'm such a pessimist about about all this stuff. Like, I'm like a battered, like abused person, where I'm just like, you know what though? They've disappointed me before. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's that managing expectations piece, but I do think it looks amazing, and they haven't said anything since. And
the interesting thing is that right now, rumored Pokemon Go is being released in February.
oh, if that's true. I think what makes me nervous about that game is that I have played Ingress, and Ingress is boring.
I tried that game and I was confused.
And so if they're building it on the Ingress platform, that sort of model, I'm worried that it's going to be boring, and I'm not going to be that excited about it. But yeah.
Should I sign up for the?
Uh-oh.
I'm losing you again. You might want to turn your video off. Hang on. Oh, you're back.
I was gonna say, should I sign up for the Pokemon Go beta?
Whoa, wait, what?
There's a Pokemon Go beta.
Hold the phone.
I thought the sign-ups for the beta was only Japan.
Oh,
This
is
is
it?
definitely
Well,
in
it
English.
says Pokemon-go.us. You know what, dude? I would maybe be careful about that, because Pokemon-go.us may be an email phishing site.
No, this is beta-access.com with the little funny arrow sign, Pokemon Go beta. Here, why don't I just send this to you guys right now in our link in our chat?
I don't know, dude.
I'm gonna send it to you.
No,
I wouldn't trust that either.
I wouldn't trust that, dude.
Really?
Yeah, because there's if it's not like Pokemon.com/whatever, then I would be careful. That's just me.
No, yeah, at the bottom of that page is a download link that tries to install some Go Movix. I'm like, garbage. I'm like, yeah,
careful.
that's junk.
Sure.
Junk. Gone.
Oh, that's sad, because that sounded exciting. Oh,
But
right on. But did you sign up, Justin?
No.
No, didn't sign up.
No sign up. Thank you.
Right on. Okay, so that is mine. Again, just to repeat, Miitomo will be a miss. Pokemon Go will be a disappointment. The second DNA game will be a huge success.
all right, here's another. Okay, I went to the other one you saw, Pokemon-go.us. It's got a California address, but a phone number that looks like. I don't think we have any area codes that start with a 0. So,
This looks like it might be legit. I don't know. Could be. Oh, you know what? It's got an email address, info.beta@pokemon.com. Could be legit. It's linking to all the stuff. I don't know. Okay, Jesse, what is your final prediction, good sir?
I said what did I say? Okay, okay, kind of goes back with one of my failed predictions for last year. I said that NX will also launch with a proper Galaxy-like 3D platformer. So not a 3D Land or 3D World game, and not another new 2D game.
Okay, so are you saying
So
a
not
Galaxy
not
3D
necessarily Galaxy,
Okay,
but a Galaxy 3 definitely would qualify. But like even like something in the Mario 64 vein, or any of those where you can actually run around a fixed world.
So I'm
And-
going to say like a mainline 3D Mario game.
Yeah, because the 3D Land and 3D World games, well, yeah, they're 3D, but they're still more. Here's point A. There's a pretty more or less linear path to point B. That's not what I'm wanting.
Okay, so not a 3D land / world,
Right.
Yeah.
Not a 3D Land or 3D World game, but more like a Mario 64 game.
and not a new Super Mario Brothers.
Right.
Okay. And this launches with NX.
Yes.
Okay. Right on. Cool. Well, that looks like a nice bunch of predictions. It again, going back to what you said before, Justin, it feels like we know enough that there's like this prediction, there's this anticipation that it exists right now. We know enough of what's coming that it's exciting, that like we're more predicting the details than we are predicting like last year where it was like all over the place, right? Like it's going to be Metroid Prime and it's going to be like all this stuff. We actually know quite a bit about what's coming so far. And so the specifics is more what we're looking at.
We didn't talk about our most anticipated games last week, did we? We wanted to talk about that this week?
Didn't. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Good
So-
call. Yeah, should we do that real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it. All right. So, do I have something else that I can play for that?
Domo gato, Mr. Roboto. Domo.
Oh, here, you know what? I got a listener mail bumper. We've been misusing these all day.
Do it.
Why not?
You know what? It's been a while since I heard that. That felt good. Right on. So most anticipated, we do actually have one voicemail as well that Dave emailed it or called in. We're gonna get to that in a minute.
Yeah, let him yell at us.
Yeah. So we're gonna start with our. Are we gonna start with our runners up? I need to take a minute. Actually.
I'm actually
Well,
just looking at our 2016 game release schedule. So again, guys, this is what we know or what we kind of think we know.
Yeah, I don't really have runner-up, but I have a 3DS, I have a Wii U, and I have a Nintendo.
Sure.
Maybe let's do that. I think I like that style. I like your style. So not necessarily runners up. Just pick one from each.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go for it. You wanna start with? Let's do 3DS first, or no? Let's do Wii U first. Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna butcher this, but I've actually never said this full name, but I'm gonna try it. Gene Ibuku Shapu Fu. If I'm looking at I'm looking at a written out pronunciation, and it's actually EFUI for Sharp FE. The Fire Emblem crossover with Shin Megami Tensei.
Right.
And that's on the Wii U.
That'll be Wii U.
When are we expecting that?
Sometime 2016. So yeah. So Jesse for Wii U. We've got Shin Megami Tensei
Yeah.
Cross.
I'll
Right.
Sorry, I apparently missed that in our bigger, larger doc.
Oh, is that not in our list?
No, the Sharp FE is not. I apologize.
Okay. So that is dude. That's one of mine, absolutely for sure. Actually,
Yeah.
it's kind of torn between that and something else, which you could probably do. So you're anticipating that more than Zelda.
It's both are close, but
Should we just make a blanket statement, say like Zelda's number one, so just say what your runner-up is for the Wii U? Because if it's not
but
Zelda, it comes as each-
I am a big Persona fan, at least of the Persona 3 and 4, and this looks, after seeing the Treehouse stuff last year, where I was worried this would be more Fire Emblem with Shin Megami Tensei characters. But no, it's Shin Megami Tensei with Fire Emblem characters. It looks very much like Persona, and so now that got me interested.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Justin, mine actually, I might actually be more excited about mine than Zelda. I might be. I'm weird, and I admit that.
Star
But
Fox?
Star Fox, absolutely. Yes. I'm probably more excited for Star Fox than Zelda. I have more history with Star Fox than Zelda.
See,
Not
kind of
necessarily like more nostalgia for Star Fox than I do for Zelda. I guess I should say.
another reason why I didn't say Zelda instead of Sharp FE is while I do have the Zelda history, I'm worried about the open world stuff.
Yeah.
Worried they're going to mess it up.
I'm worried that game is going to be enormous, and I
Yeah,
won't be able to.
they're going to do the Xenoblade treatment on that,
Yeah,
and they're
I was
like,
gonna say you just played Xenoblade for how long?
I haven't fizzled out. I have gotten quite busy and whatever, but I feel like I've hit like I'm gonna need to go back to it again, and I don't know. That is about as long as I can play on a console game before I'm like, all right, I'm probably good. But yeah, but Star Fox for me, again, the fact that it is going back to the roots of Star Fox, it's going to be great. It's going to have all of the space fighting that you want out of Star Fox. I'm just super excited for Star Fox Zero on Wii U. It's going to be amazing. So
Quag311 in chat says, "In what world does Star Fox trump Zelda?"
Thank you. Thank you.
in my world, I'm so it's I don't know. Like I said, I've got so much nostalgia for that. I played the crap out of 64. I played it until my fingers bled, and I'm gonna do it again this time.
I would like to say to him that at Nintendo Dads Corporation, we respect diversity, even if you're dead wrong.
It's not about being objectively being able to empirically prove that you're wrong. It is that the subjective opinion is what really brings true meaning to that, and that is what holds power.
No, you're just wrong.
I just went into straight therapist mode as well.
Saw that. I was like, wow. Just synergy, webinar. That sounds like my talk.
What's going on, man? Right on. Justin,
So
what about you?
Does that mean we owe you $180 now?
Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah, I mean, so it's actually funny. So I have up right now the 2016 game release schedule. So here's what I'm going to say. As it relates to the Wii U and what we know at this time, the game that I am most anticipatingly excited for would be Zelda Wii U. If it occurs in 2016. If you said to me, by the way, Zelda Wii U is not occurring and it's not on the docket, then by default, what is currently existing that we know is literally Twilight Princess, Pokken Tournament, Star Fox Zero, and Sharp FE. So
That's there, right?
Sorry?
That's all that we know.
Yeah, that's all that we know, other than some indie games such as Kerbal Space Program, Hive Jump, and Lego Marvel and Mighty Number 9.
Wii U's going to get a version of SteamWorld Heist.
Yeah, it's a thin and quiet catalog right now. So Zelda for sure, and then if Zelda did not exist, then I would have to by default go to Star Fox. But that's like a bad consolation prize.
A quiet year, dude. It's gonna be a weird year on Wii U.
Not as bad as Mario Tennis.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
all the games that are announced seem like they're gonna of all four of those, like Sharp FE, Star Fox Zero, Zelda Wii U, Pokken Tournament. All four of those are games that I'm interested in. Right? Like I'm interested in all four of those.
Currently, there are only 2 games on the Wii U for 2016 that I am interested in. Star Fox and Zelda. That's it. The other ones, like I'm interested in Mighty Number 9 and Hive Jump, but other than that, like main big jump or big drop games, those are it.
Yeah. Quag in chat says Pikmin 4 is quote near completion, and I replied with I suspect that to be an X.
Yeah, probably. Or it's going to be this year's version of that quick brush it out for the holidays budget title. It's going to be like next year's version of like Mario Tennis / Amiibo Crossing.
Yeah, I think it falls in that September slot if it's announced.
Either September or November.
Yep.
Either one. It's not a big enough name to be the big splash. But I can see them launching that. Yeah, I think September or October is a good bet. For
Well,
that.
because if Zelda does come out, it's gonna be November, and it's gonna be in that mark right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed. Right on. What about 3DS, guys? What is your big Jesse? Let's go back to you. What is your 3DS game?
Dragon Quest VII.
Nice.
That's the only Dragon Quest that I haven't had a chance to try. Outside of 10, which never released in North America.
nice.
Well, 7 did have a North American release. It was rare and was apparently a bad translation for the PlayStation 1, a console I've never owned.
Cool.
And
gonna-
by the time I got a PlayStation 2, I wasn't willing to pay the price, the tag that game brought.
Can I throw out like a third sort of an anticipated category?
Sure.
Unannounced game. Most anticipated unannounced game.
So
Can we do that?
you're just drawing at straws, huh?
Yeah, can we do that?
Why not?
Sure. Why don't we do that after we complete this round?
All right. So my 3DS game is going to be Fire Emblem, whatever they call it. Fire Emblem
Birthright?
Fates.
Oh,
Fire Emblem Fates, I think, is the name of the entire.
Fire Emblem Fates, isn't that Birthright Conquest? Oh, that's Birthright Conquest and Fates.
Yeah, those are the
right?
different versions. Yeah, but
That's not confusing.
the entirety of it is called Fire Emblem Fates. I played so much of Fire Emblem Awakening, and I am just really, really excited for Fire Emblem Fates. I'm excited by it for a few reasons, mostly because, like, if this is a game that I really end up enjoying, there is a lot of game to play. Like, you can either play one game and then be like, that was good, or you could play 3 games worth. And I like the fact that it's almost like a game with DLC. It is really. It's like a DLC sort of thing.
And I
where
think each main game will have its own DLC in addition to the extra games.
right. So there is a lot of game there to play if you want. Like, if you really get into it. I played.
If I heard what Saran on Twitter said.
Yeah, I think so. So that's definitely my most anticipated game. Looking at this list as well. I don't know. Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. I'm excited for that as well. And again, there's a lot of RPGs on this list, and I don't know how I'm gonna do with that. We need to have some other games up here, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'm wanting releases here. Anyway, so that's mine. Fire Emblem Fates. Justin.
For 3DS, hey? Actually, kind of to your statement you just made a couple moments ago, there's a lot of RPGs on there.
Yep.
And what actually kind of interests me for an RPG that I'm excited the most for, actually that's not. Oh, actually this one's tough. So I'm gonna say I'm actually gonna branch in 3 different ways for my answer, and you'll see why in a second. For what we do know that's existing, that's caught my attention, that I've seen trailers for, that I can't wait to get my hands on, it's actually Paper Jam. So that I'm really excited for, because these other ones are really deep in the RPG world. I'm just not quite as deep as you guys are into it.
Right.
But I'm slowly starting to get my foot in the tub, which is cool. The other one that I'm very interested in playing and want to know more about is actually Federation Force. Because I do want to make my own opinion on that, and that we don't know enough about. And then, interesting enough, the third way that I'm branching here is I'm actually really interested, and I really, really want to download Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, because I never played that, and you guys have always hyped it so much, and I think that'd be an incredible game to try.
Have you ever played any past games in the Mario Luigi series? Because I know you didn't have a DS before until the 3DS.
I did have an old school DS.
Oh, you did have a DS. You
I
just
had,
didn't have a.
Bowser's Inside Story.
Okay, you did play that. Okay, I would. So far, I'd say that's the best of the series.
Yeah. So
if you like that, you should like pretty. I am looking forward to Paper Gem as well, but again, I think I'm looking forward to Dragon Quest more.
Sweet. Right on. All right, let's go to this weird unannounced category. Jesse, do you have anything?
Well, I don't have any speculation of what we don't know, but I do have a Nintendo that I do know is coming eventually.
Go for it.
It's a repeat of last year's that didn't come out. Persona 5.
Very cool.
You should kind of just have your own Persona podcast
Nice.
because you enjoy that a lot, don't you?
It's a man. I've played a lot of that game too. It is something else. There's something about the like life sim version of that game, like that side of that game that's really interesting.
Yeah, I've played through 4 shortly after it was new. I think it was launched in 2008, so I played it somewhere in early to mid 2009. Put almost 100 hours into that. And then I played Persona 3 2 years ago. Played through that. I think it was like 75 hours. And then I played Persona 4 Golden on the Vita also 2 years ago. It was after I finished 3. And I think I finished that in like 80 hours.
Nice. I really hope that Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem really is as much of Persona as it looks like.
Did you see the hours on Treehouse Live they had of that game?
I did, yeah, and it looked very Persona, but it had more dungeon crawly aspects to it too, which I liked. So yeah.
Duru Mead in the chat says Persona 4 Golden is basically the perfect RPG. Music, gameplay, characters, love that game. That series also has really good music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
And with Sharp FE being a music-based game, this should be it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Mine, I don't really have a Nintendo. I'm gonna go with the unannounced, the unannounced thing. I'm gonna say, the next Pokemon game that will be announced, like the next mainline Pokemon game. That would be the one that I'm most excited to see. As far as like what is going to be there,
Is it going to be a 5th Gen 6 game, or is it going to be a Gen 7 game?
See, that is the key. It could go 2 ways. It could either go, and again, I like that we're kind of doing this in not predictions, so I can speculate more and be safe. I don't know. I feel like it could go one of 2 ways. If it's announced before E3, then it's probably going to be like the equivalent of like Black 2, White 2. Like it's
like Pokemon Z.
Yeah. But if it's announced at E3, it's going to be NX.
Then it'll be Gen 7.
Yeah, it'll be Gen 7 on NX. Exactly.
And then we'll actually have a mainline Pokemon that can be played on a big TV.
Yep. Which is going to be one of the, if that's the case, that will be one of the biggest selling features of the NX. Will be the mainline Pokemon game. So yeah, which is going to be insane. When that comes out, expect them to pimp the hell out of that game. It's going to be crazy. So yeah. Justin, any speculation on unannounced games? What you would be super excited about?
I go back to Metroid.
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
Sorry,
you know,
like that's. I know that's such a easy answer, but
you reminded me of yeah. Okay. Metroid. Or do we know anything else about Metroid that you're excited about?
I want to play it.
Prime, like Metroid Prime.
I don't care. I just want Retro to do it.
Retro.
I want Retro to do it again.
Yeah, agreed. Right on.
I've been playing Donkey Kong Country, and I think it's like,
they're the peeps for that.
To do that.
Yep. Right on. Well, there you go. So, most anticipated Wii U games: Zelda Wii U, Star Fox Zero, and Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Emblem. Most anticipated 3DS games. Strangely, 3 of the only games announced: Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, Fire Emblem Fates, and Dragon Quest VII. 2 unannounced games that we're excited for: Metroid by Retro and mainline Pokemon game, and the Nintendo Persona 5 from Jesse. So, finally, we do have the Postman as well. We played it earlier. We saw him run by, and he kind of smelled bad. I don't know, but he left a message, a cassette tape, actually. It was a cassette tape that I'm going to put into this machine here.
I thought it was an 8-track.
Oh, you know what? It might be. Yeah, kind of looks like it. Anyways, I'm going to play this. It says from Dave, so I'm gonna put this in here, and we'll take a listen. Here we go.
Hey, Nintendo Dad, it's Dave, from Character Crunch. Anyway, listen to your Game of the Year episode, and my number one issue, guys, is you didn't mention how great Mario Ultra Smash Tennis was. Like, how could you guys forget about that? Number 2, you guys always talk about how much you guys like the 3DS over the Wii U. Like, it just fits you guys' lifestyle more. You think games work. But most of the games you guys picked, like Woolly World, Mario Maker, Splatoon, you guys picked the Wii U games. So all these times that I told you I get way more out of my Wii U than my 3DS, you guys told me I love my 3DS. I only heard you guys mention how much you didn't like Triforce Heroes. Love to hear you guys talk about it. Good talking to you guys. Bye.
So
Well, I have a quick comment on that.
Yes.
So I believe I put more hours into my 3DS than I did into the Wii U. But other than Pokemon Picross E6, and the Majora's Mask, I think all my 3DS gameplay was playing previous year's stuff.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think part of it too is
Including putting almost 30 hours into Dragon Quest VI, which was a DS game.
Yeah, that I played quite a few older games on mine as well. I think part of why I voted, as far as like best family games, stuff like that, best, a lot more, like we leaned more on the Wii U side, is because the Wii U kind of had better games in 2015. At least that's kind of how I feel about it, is that that there were more quality titles on Wii U than 3DS. I don't know. What do you think, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of lean on actually a lot of these ways. I think with Jesse, I agree that the games that I was playing with my new 3DS were a lot of games that were not released in 2015 that really caught my attention. I told you that my game of the year is A Link Between Worlds, right? I love that game. So I was playing a lot of. So when you specifically look at the window that is 2015, what Nintendo games were released in 2015, and then you compare that window to what was released by the Wii U in 2015, the content and the games that were released and the value and fun I had with them was so much higher on the Wii U. So yes, the 3DS does fit my lifestyle for when I play games. However, when I think of of those games I played that I really, really enjoyed, there was a fewer number than there was in the Wii U. I also think of like with the like I've been thinking about this question for a while, but the general thing when I think of games is, Iwata has said it, Miyamoto has said it, Reggie has said it. Nintendo is about fun and about bringing fun to gaming. And I think to myself, what games have I had the most fun with in 2015? And the games I have had the most fun with have been games that have been on the Wii U and I played with my kids, like Splatoon and Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah.
And for me, fun was also Mario Maker, right? But when I think of like the DS, it's me playing by myself in isolation and solitude. That to me is not necessarily as much fun, but it's fun, but not the same level of degree and memorableness, right? Like I have memories of my daughter sitting in my lap playing Splatoon together, right? I have memories of us sitting on the floor, all of us playing Splatoon together and playing Mario Party together, and how much my daughter asks to play Yoshi's Woolly World every couple days. Not how many times they say like, "Hey, can we play Triforce Heroes?" Because that question doesn't come up. Or Animal Crossing, right?
Animal Crossing was in the running for me for that category, but again, going back to what you're saying, the console is more of a family sort of, as much as fun as the 3DS, and like my son got a new 2DS for Christmas, and it's fun and everything. He's got his face buried in it, and it's not a good family game, right?
Yeah.
And so, and by the way, not to like, well, actually, Dave.
Dave.
But I just went back to last week and looked at our top 10 that we did. And while the top 5 had 4 Wii U games and 1 3DS game, if you look at the top 10, it was evenly split. 5 3DS games, 5 Wii U games. So, again, went through them. Number 1, Splatoon. Number 2, Super Mario Maker. Number 3, SteamWorld Heist. Number 4, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Number 5, Yoshi's Woolly World. Number 6, Majora's Mask. Number 7, Pokemon Picross. Number 8, Runbow. Number 9, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Number 10, Triforce Heroes. So I think that actually is pretty representative of like, there were some good games that came out on 3DS, but they weren't as good as the Wii U games.
So
I appreciate your email though. I don't I don't want to just crap all over your email. I agree though that it's interesting that while I would have actually preferred to play more on my 3DS, the better experiences came on Wii U this year.
yeah, and I and Dave, if we're looking at currently like the 2016 lineup, I think we may see the reversal, right? Like knowing what's in the pipe currently for 2016, it's heavy 3DS with a very thin Wii U. So we may be seeing the reverse of that, and in a year from now, we may be arguing about why the 3DS had, why Dragon Quest VII was the best game of 2016.
Yep, agreed. Right on. Well, gentlemen, that is our predictions show. Are looking forward into the future.
Speaking of looking forward in the future, should we look forward to what's going on next couple days, those weeks?
Do it, man.
So for those of you that may have forgot or forgot at the top of the show, this Sunday we're going to be dropping our first Retro Rewind episode, and that is a Link's Awakening. So check that out. That'll be dropped on Sunday, and then next Wednesday, Zach, do you know what's happening next Wednesday? Who's joining us next Wednesday?
Josh Thomas from the BitBlock.
Josh Thomas from the BitBlock is going to be joining us. So we're excited to have him on. We're going to talk about the current state of Nintendo, the future of Nintendo, and his really cool series, Make Believe, which you should definitely be checking out as well. So we're excited to have him on. And then what else we got going on? We got more games to review. We have obviously had the holiday break. We haven't talked about the games that we've been playing, our hands-on impressions. So we've got a lot going on. Plus we have more guests that we're lining up in February and late January as well.
Yeah, man, it's just awesome. So thank you again. If you like what we're doing over here, head over to patreon.com/NintendoDads. Become a patron over there. Even $1 a month, huge help to us, and you get to participate in deciding what our Retro Rewind episode is going to be. You can nominate ones later this month. We'll be doing it for our March episode because we'll be playing it in February or whatever, right? So we will be doing that, and of course our February game is going to be our February episode, the beginning of February. The game we're playing this month
for the recording in February
is Wario Land 2. That is the one that is we'll start playing it now, and then around the first week of February will be an episode about Wario Land 2. It's on the 3DS eShop. Go check that business out. As well, if you want to find us, interact with us. We love interacting and talking with you guys online. Find us on all of the social medias. That's at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that business, at Nintendo Dads. You can email us, nintendodads@gmail.com. Go over to Twitch or YouTube and check out our beautiful video faces, right? You can check us out at Nintendo Dads over there. Call in and leave us a voicemail at, here, Dave, this is for you, Dave, at 929-25-NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. Dave gave me a hard time on Twitter because he said I say it too fast. Do we need like a jingle? 929-25-NDADS. There you go. Right on. Also, as well, thanks to OC Remix for our music throughout the show, as well as to Carter Johnson for our amazing artwork. Go over to megacarter.tumblr.com and check out her art. It's awesome. As well, if you want to change the world, go over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review, written review. That is the best way that you can get out the gospel of Nintendo Dads to the world. That's how you do it. The good news, do it. It's amazing. Of course, if you want to download the show, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or of course, VGTribune.com. For me, for Justin, and for Jesse, we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Whoops.
Waka waka.